otherwise.
Oh,
Put that
okay.
in there for you.
All right, 10 a.m. Let's call this meeting to order, please. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call.
Van Dyke.
Here.
Flicker.
Here.
Stefanowski.
Here.
Kinder.
Here.
Kozel.
Here.
Barthel here. Lynch.
Here.
Charbonneau.
Here.
Ms. Brumman
Here. I'm sorry.
and Wendy.
Yes.
I'm having to say her
Lori Sesney.
Sesney.
Yeah.
She's absent.
Very good. All right, we're moving on to the approval of last month's agenda. Is there anything that needs to be updated or changed to last month's agenda or agenda meeting?
Last month's
Meeting, special board meeting, yeah. You're seeing just a couple little minor typos at the bottom. We didn't pass the meeting adjourned at 10:11. It was probably 11:11. And now underneath that, meeting adjourned at probably 11 a.m. So,
And also up to the top, it's approval of agenda. It just says motion to approve agenda made and seconded and passed. I think it should say who made the motion and who seconded.
But it does not do that way. If you want to do it that way, I can do it that way. I absolutely will.
okay,
Okay.
perfect. I'd entertain a motion to approve that once. Motion we approve. Okay. All right, it is, according to my watch, 10:02 a.m. and we are opening up public comment, limited to 2 minutes per person. Please give your name and where you're, what's that? Did I skip something?
Should this be corrected, but the agenda be corrected? Or additions or,
I apologize to everyone. I did skip a spot there. I apologize. Approval of the agenda that we have in front of us today. Sorry.
well, on our agenda, it says that the December meeting was a regular meeting. It was a special meeting.
Okay.
Anything else stand out to the agenda to anyone else, any of the board members? Not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda for today.
I'll second. All right, very good. Now I believe we're on public comment. Yes. Okay, it's 10:03. Limited to 2 minutes per person. Please give your name and township. I will be starting the clock here and then we can from there. Would anyone like to say anything? Public comment. Open for public comment. No public comment. Public comment closed at 10:03, 25 seconds. Okay, moving on. Presentations. NEMSCA representative, do we have them?
We don't have anything to share today.
Nothing to share?
No, we're just here for our in-home and general assessment today. So
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Carolyn?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
With that, I have, if you plow through that, you can easily pull up these addresses, but I've separated them out. I became aware through an email within the last couple of days. As we all know, we were very, very, very lucky in Alcona County, especially the southern part. But the northern part and Alpena going across almost to Petoskey, they had a devastating ice storm this past spring. And that left almost a carnage of limbs, brushes, trees, the most wonderful kindling for a fire that you could ask for, which ultimately raises to a high level the risk of a forest fire during this year or next year, as soon until that wood has truly disintegrated, and that, as we know, takes quite a while.
Mhm.
I've become aware of an option. I'm not an A1 fan, loud and clear, but this one involves A1, and sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. It is a system of technology whereby these cameras, they don't even call them cameras, they call them technologies, can be put on a mount, something that's kind of like a radio tower or something such of that nature, and can sense both heat and smoke from extreme distances, and they can see smoke before you or I could see it with the natural eye. DNR thinks they are going to look at this as a wildfire prevention type of thing. I hesitate to use the word pressure, but it's really what it is. The more incentive and interest that can be demonstrated by Joe Blow public. And I'm also in the process of contacting fire departments, governmental units, and so on, flooding DNR with letters of interest, letters of support. Now, I personally thought, I wonder if we could buy one. They come in packets of 2, and I don't think Alcona County purchasing one is a possibility. They run $50,000 a set.
Wow.
It is determined that we would need probably about 44 of these units to do the upper part of the Lower Peninsula. That's in excess of $1 million. So can we get DNR to spend that kind of money? They're looking at it, but we need to help them look a little more. And so I urge you to send a communication. All you have to do is say, please look at this technology. We are in peril because of the ice storm. We are in peril of some potentially truly dangerous forest fires. And so let us try and urge them to do it. They've said that they might be able to get them up by early summer, or if they were to decide to do it and find the money. But what I've read, what I've learned, I spoke with someone who is out of the Roscommon area, and she had seen them in demonstration, and she was impressed with them. She's an emergency management director over in the Roscommon area. Letters do help. One doesn't do a whole lot. 5 or 10 don't do a whole lot, but 50 and 100 plus, that does a lot. And so, and I do have the addresses I have, and if you would like to get one later, that if I may, I will put them on.
Podium.
You can get them after the meeting then. So that's all I have for today.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The western edge of Alcona County does border the national forest. Are there any federal funds available?
Not that I'm aware of, but that's a very good point. Very good point. Sometimes you just got to reach out and try.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving on, executive director's report, I believe we have our packet here.
The first thing I have, is that Ty is, actively seeking grant opportunities. He's applied for 5 different grants. One was rejected, one was granted to Curtis Township, and 3 are still open. Some of it for crafting stuff for, the seniors for our craft area, I know. One is for a community walking trail. So I know he's in the process of getting those going. We served a total of 2,439 meals for the month of December, with 387 meals being congregate meals. Right now, I believe we have 3 people on our waiting list for our in-home services. Our gym memberships, we roughly have, this was from last week when I did this, 397 Alcona residents, 38 out of county, and we've sold to date 274 day passes. On Monday, January 19th, we did a membership appreciation day where we had a light breakfast, bagels. We had little mini ham sandwiches at lunch, and then we did pizza for dinner. The staff mingled with members throughout the day, and we handed out a few one-day passes to random members. Everybody was very positive and appreciative. I heard nothing negative at all that day. Today, as Caitlin stated, we're having our NEMSCA in-home service audit assessment. So that's an annual assessment that we have. And the week of February 9th through the 13th, we're having our annual financial audit with Stevenson. We got our silver sneakers up and running finally. The events that we have going on here now, we had somebody who has purchased a volleyball net and a portable volleyball net and donated it to us, and we're going to start volleyball on Fridays. We have pickleball, line dancing, cardio drumming, tai chi, cornhole, yoga. And then for some events so far in February, Ray's already booked 2 baby showers, a birthday party. MSU Extension is having their dinner, and she's in the process of working 2 large weddings for the summer. So we started opening on Saturdays a couple of weeks ago on the 19th. The first day we are open from 8 to noon. The first day we had 44 people, and then last weekend we had 35 people. So I think that's pretty good for this Saturday. We did just get a notification from Ryan has it from,
Yeah, we did get a notification here, not to, on January 31st, beginning at 9 a.m. for approximately 4 hours, the power will be off in this general area. Nothing we can do about that. They got to do what they got to do. So I believe we will not be open
correct.
on the 31st.
And we'll put something out there.
Yeah. And it looks like again on February 7th at 9 a.m. for 4 hours. So that may affect.
Well, it's if they can't do the January one, then they do the February.
Yeah, I think February is a different grid.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just for anticipatory purposes, be prepared for February 7th also. Okay, in case you didn't get this thing in the mail, I'm reading. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Winnie.
Last Thursday, Oscoda School Superintendent Scott Moore and some of his administrative staff came down. They are in the process of building a $6 million community center, which theirs is focused on more on students, but it will be open to the community. a little different than ours. You know, they'll only be open to office hours. They won't have weekends or nights. But sitting and talking to them, they gave us a lot of good ideas. We shared, you know, things that have worked or things that aren't working. So it was really nice. There's a lot of different people I think that I could really build a relationship and work with on different things. So it was a really, really good meeting, I think. And they only sell annual memberships.
Hmm.
They're cheap, but you know, it's like $10, but it's free for their students. So,
Mhm.
and with that being said, the last thing I have is I would really like, for myself and Janet and Ray and a couple of board members to get a committee together. We really gotta start looking at pricing for event gym prices. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's on our gym membership, there's nothing for couples. So if it's two people, they have to buy each single, which is more money than what it is for a family to come in. And a family on our sheet is 3+. So I have a mom and a dad and one kid paying the same price as a mom and a dad and 8 kids. So, I mean, there's some things we got to look at along with the events. I mean, now that we've had a couple big events and the prices that were set previously we weren't making money. We've got to get a committee together so we can reprice some stuff. So, I mean, I'm hoping maybe a couple of people would volunteer for that. So,
I have a question, Wendy. When you do go over your membership, I was contacted indirectly, I guess, by a man at Hubbard Lake, lives on the lake. And he came in one day and he's out of county because he lives downstate, but his big mansion is on Hubbard Lake. And then we charged him the extra out of county charge. He says, I pay more taxes than I don't know how many people, and yet you charge me more. He says, I've supported this program. I think you should maybe, and I looked in our bylaws and I don't think there's anything in there pertaining to that.
No.
So you might want to look into that. If they're paying taxes in Alcona County, are they eligible for the county rates?
right. And what you guys had set in place
Right.
was if it
If they're
wasn't
out of
their
county.
permanent resident, they were considered out of
We
county.
might,
But that's something that I think
You consider, yeah.
we should reconsider.
that's what I'm thinking.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, we're looking for volunteers now.
Oh.
No, I'm looking for,
No.
if
No, because you said if
like a little committee that we can start getting together, so.
Anybody from the general public, can they join?
Yeah.
Because I know at least one person who would like to have input.
You want to be in charge of that committee? I prefer not to be in charge, but I'll be part of it.
It's tough when you're working.
Yeah, so I can make it to whenever I need to be here, but I'd rather not be the person that has to leave if that happens. But I'll show up every
Working
time.
days.
But I'll show up.
Okay,
Well, I'm guessing you would probably just be in charge to start to get it going.
I can.
We'll
yeah,
get our
I can do
schedule
that.
together.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Wendy, I would volunteer.
okay.
thank you. Is that everything, Wendy? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, and then the treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report, you guys have it in your package. The bank balance is $723,537.85. Also in your packet, you will see that if we look at vendor payment status, as of October, we had a total of 16 claims. Since that time, 87.5% or 14 of those claims have been or in the process of being paid. 12.5%, 2 of the claims have failed to provide, the claimants have failed to provide the requested information to facilitate payment. So we're still in a holding pattern on this.
All right, very good.
I'll make a motion to accept treasurer's report.
I'll second.
So that means we're doing better.
Right. Yeah, we paid 87.5%.
Is that on the debt load or is that on the number of contractors?
It's number of contractors paid. So we had a total of 16 claimants after, or when October of 25 hit. And it's down to 2.
Everybody's been paid or a payment plan is set in place besides 2 that have not provided the information that has been requested.
Thank you, Ken. All right.
There's a motion. But
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
Seconded.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Secretary's report, you have a copy of the draft minutes in your binder. If there's nothing to discuss, then we can set that as it stands, except I'll fix the times at the bottom. I was given a letter that is in your packet. Is a resignation from Lori Sedney. At this time, I would entertain a motion to accept said resignation.
Motion to accept it.
Okay. All right, so
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Roll call, Carolyn? Roll call for that? Roll call for that?
Does she have to do a roll call for the
No.
resignation?
For that, no, okay, all right, then.
No money.
Question I have, when we did the voting last September, did we take the next person on that
No.
voting list?
No.
No? Okay.
Do we not fill the board back up then? Or do we leave it at 8 members,
Because the bylaws do state.
9 members?
That's why I
Yeah,
asked
well,
if we
again,
can go back.
Open it
to
up to more voting?
that's my guess, I do not.
I think you take the next person with the next highest vote.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we table it? Somebody go research the bylaws and find out exactly what it says to do in this event. And then bring that back to the next meeting and we'll act accordingly.
Very good.
Or leave it open until you have
That's what I mean.
established your, well,
Yeah,
until
well-
you've established your new bylaws. Then move with your new bylaws, whatever they may say. But you're legal with 8, so.
Okay,
Yeah, we do have enough for quorum at
Okay.
that point.
all right, that top line.
We're gonna, like you said,
Table
we're
it?
gonna table this and we're gonna go through the fine details on that, okay? See what you're saying? We're just not gonna do that today, but
Okay.
we will take care of it for sure.
So we'll table this 70 decision.
Mhm.
Other board
No.
member
No,
replacing
no,
her,
replacing her.
member
That's
replacing
it.
her.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep,
And then
thank you. Any committee reports?
No, we haven't had our committee yet.
And the finance committee, Ken?
No.
No?
Okay, no committee reports. Moving on to unfinished business. We have security camera quote review. In your packets, we have another security camera quote from Mike Suter.
Is this the same that we had
No.
previously?
No, it's not.
Okay.
This is much, much, much less,
Okay.
much more.
So we can review it, but I would submit to you that this needs to go through the finance committee before it gets addressed here. So the finance committee needs to look at it, and give a thumbs up, thumbs down from a financial standpoint, of whether you can entertain it, and then bring it here for a vote. So it's just a point of clarification. So I would table this until we have another finance committee meeting, which is the second Tuesday.
Would you email me the results of that so that I can,
Yeah.
notes when I make the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's my input to it. So.
well, that makes sense.
Can we find out what, aside from the dollar value, what was the adjustment made previous to the previous, quote?
Last month or the month before that, you have received that original quote. I can't quote exactly what was taken off and what was taken on. You may have to do just a little bit of research.
Side of the building that we were gonna add additionally was taken on. This was just the stuff, because there's not one camera on this side of the building. It was for the kitchen,
Okay.
the congregate area, and outside. Again, somebody fell outside. We have no cameras back there. I mean,
It's enough.
there's no cameras at that side of the building whatsoever.
So during that review in the finance committee, I'll contact Mike to find out what the delta changes were between proposal one. and
Very good.
proposal two.
Very, okay, thank you.
Is it still correct that I can't even just come to your meeting and just listen?
Yeah.
Just gain knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring snacks.
I just like to get more information aside.
Yeah.
Don't feel.
Okay, building generator project status. I contacted Generac directly, trying to work with them directly. It's gonna cost a lot of money. We don't have anything set in stone. They haven't given me an official quote yet. They need to send representatives out here to see what has been done. It's quite an elaborate process. I'm not an electrical engineer by any stretch of the imagination, so I will defer to the professionals on that. So I'm working on it almost every other day, trying to get people to come in here and take a look and see what has been done, what may need to be changed, and so on and so on. It's a extremely long process for me to get through this thing, but my goal is to get a generator in here that will power this entire building. So,
All right, so along those lines, I had a meeting with Cam Cabot yesterday up in Alpena, on two items, and that was one of them. Basically, how can we pursue getting, the stuff that was missed or left off in the original building? How can we garner some help from the state to help us get that stuff? He's got a guy in his office that's gonna reach out to me so we can discuss it, so
fantastic.
more information to come.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Bylaw review committee.
Yeah, at the last meeting, we had briefly touched on something. We were asked about the voting age in our bylaws.
Correct.
And it was brought up that we should probably consider having a bylaws committee. And you asked me if I would do that, and I will, but I would just like to ask the present board for volunteers for that committee as a board. Carolyn?
I'll do it. I'll help you.
Okay. And then you can also put the word out for the public as well. Somebody that's, or is that something we should not do with the bylaws? Should we not have, I mean, I know the public can join other committees, but is the bylaw committee something that we should?
I'm going to say no, because this is the entity that's going to have to pass
Right,
yay or nay.
okay.
on them.
Obviously, I'm on the committee. You have to look me in
Yeah.
on everything, so
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
thank you for that.
Mhm.
New business, possible agreement with the ACCOA and AMAESD for gym memberships.
That was the email that you had sent me about from Dan O'Connor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And he had said that they have a group rate for the A clubs, and they wondered if we could do something of the same.
Right.
So
Who is AMA ESD?
the Alcona Montmorency
Alpena.
Alpena School District or Educational School District.
Intermediate school district.
Yeah.
Um,
So they could pay a $2,500 flat rate to the Apex is what my understanding is, yearly for students to be able to go there. And he's wanting to,
Students
I believe
or
so,
the staff?
that's what I meant, staff,
Okay.
for the staff. Yeah, that's, I'm sorry, for the staff. So that's what he's asking, instead of going through the Apex with us being right here, if we accept a $25,000 or $2,500 for the staff at Algona schools.
So does he have data that says how many take advantage of that up at Alpena now?
I don't know, I could find out all that information.
And then find out the total number of staff that may be available to utilize that.
Yeah, we already got some teachers using it.
I would think that could be brought back to finance to evaluate.
Or actually back even into how do we price stuff?
Is that for staff to use the gym?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah. If they do that, do we cut it off from the person coming in from the parking lot?
Cut it off.
No, what do you
What do
mean?
you mean?
If the staff is using the gym, what is?
No, staff's like.
No,
full
it's
school
like a
teachers.
benefit for them, like they want to pay us 20, or whatever the fee is for the staff to be able to use our facility. It's like a benefit for their, like if they get a teacher, they get a gym membership.
In other words, like they're paying for the.
well, the gym and the exercise.
Well, right, the gym and the
Okay.
exercise room. It's like, it's a perk of their job.
Right.
Be able to use the
A
gym.
benefit.
Business center, a benefit. Yeah.
I can't see how it would hurt us at all.
I know, I
No.
think it would help us.
Not at all.
Mhm.
But I agree, we should figure out what the value is. of
Yeah,
the space.
absolutely.
Are you then giving it away for a $5 membership?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
A gazillion people.
yeah.
Some of the teachers, I'm pretty sure they don't work out.
Look at me.
Wasn't.
Okay. Is that it for new business? Anyone else for new business?
I have a question on our gym. There's several times that when I leave here in the evening or in the middle of the day or whatever, all the gym lights are on. Is there any way that we can shut half of them off or even 3/4 of them at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? And nobody in there, but yet all the lights are on.
I believe they're on some sort of timer motion.
know, but could we maybe hire an electrician to come in and say 1/4 of the lights can be on in the daytime, or if somebody's in there, but do they all have to be on all day?
Well, if they're working off the motion switch, somebody has to be in.
That's what I'm saying. Is there ways we can fix that?
So why don't we look into, so again, I reached out to an electrician relative to the motion sensors that are in the locker room. They're mounted in the ceilings. His explanation to me was that you can set a timer on those. So in other words, I've got a triggering event, keep the lights on for X number of minutes after that triggering event. I'll just look at that and say, okay, how do we go about programming that if it's possible in the gym? I'm gonna assume the motion sensors are similar.
I don't
think
think the gym is. The other night, I come in here at 6 o'clock every night to work out. They had the lights off and we were told if we wanted them on, we could turn them on.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We just need to go look and see if that's
Yes,
the
he said,
case.
show us where the lights are. They are not, the gym is not on a motion sensor, so they can be shut off. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
I don't know how many,
Bangs, let's just
Exactly.
go look.
right,
And we might want to consider putting them on motion.
Something else with that too, I've heard a little bit in the community that sometimes people are getting in here to work out for free without being checked, so I don't know how every person's checked to make sure they have a membership when they come, but that could be for our other meetings, but I have heard that a couple times where people didn't realize, I think I was a part of this, and it's like, people
Undercover.
shouldn't be coming in. Just something when we have our meeting,
Right.
maybe figure out to reevaluate how they get checked to make sure they have it.
So members of the community just nonchalantly walk in here.
Yeah.
They don't check in with the front desk and then
We
they.
don't know how they get in, but they're saying.
They don't check in.
Yeah, it's even every half day.
So shame on those members of the community that value this place so much for trying to
Yeah. I've heard-
sneak one past them, but
It's another issue.
We can contemplate.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, normally Janet's got, because as we have no system, you know, that we were supposed to have, we don't have that, so we're kind of manually doing things, so she goes through when people are getting close to expire, and she'll send them an email or call them and just let them know. Most people are honest. They'll be like, I think my membership's due, or can you tell me when my membership's, time's up? But yeah, I guess I would consider that stealing if people are coming in here.
that is stealing.
It's stealing.
If you're a member of our public and enjoy our facilities and you do not pay, that is theft.
Mhm.
I don't know how much more clear I can make that or say that. It's one thing if it's an honest mistake, which
Right.
we all make,
Right.
but it's another if you knowingly do that. So we will try harder to catch everybody that goes through, but
We'll get a plan on it.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Maybe having a guest program too, if a paying member comes in, another person comes with them to see the event or the facility. Maybe something like that could be set up, to avoid
Yeah.
maybe some miscommunication and all this.
Yeah.
So.
Very good. Anything else in new business?
Something about pictures, another idea that I.
You want to go ahead?
For pictures. Dolores is always talking about pictures, and now I know another idea that I got. People that are painters and they paint pictures. Evidently, they want places to hang them. Like here. In the hallways, hang them up. And put a card or something down in the corner with their name on it and how much that picture is. And then someone comes in, sees the picture, wants to buy it. They go to maybe Megan. And Megan collects the money and we get a certain percentage depending on.
You're
Oh,
selling
what's
stuff
that?
on commission.
Right, yeah,
Selling stuff on commission.
yeah. And I think that would be a pretty good idea to make a little money also. You got this hallway here and the hallway going down to the gym. Someone wants to see a nice picture that's been painted. They can go to Megan or someone and ask them about it and buy it.
Time working on
Well, he's talking about sales.
I know Ty wants to mention something about that. Is that permissible? Ty, what do you got on this?
If you recognize me, yeah. So, I'm Ty Damon. I was on board. I was filling the empty seat last year that expired. I'm still the director of development, trying to get grants, but I sit on this side now, not that side. But I do have a vision for getting this place decorated. The bad news is the money ran. And we are gathering stuff, Roland. We have some artwork that's been donated that's in a safe place in the office. Leroy is a very talented woodmaker and is volunteered to make frames for the photography. I have photographers who have volunteered their stuff, but it's going to be out-of-pocket money to get the prints made. I don't want to do something halfway. And it's not responsible when the board's fighting what it's fighting with some of the bills that are due to be spending money on decorations. Even though unfortunately it was in the budget and, disappeared. So it's a little bit on hold until things get past the current state. And then I will be coming to the board and saying, okay, it's ready. Here's the stuff I've got. Here's the photographs. I want to blow up. Here's the frames we need to be made. Here's where it's gonna go, and I need $4,000 to get all this done. I'm also, 3 of the grants I wrote, we're trying to get money that we could use for this. So it's a possibility, but it's kind of on hold until you get through the current financial situations. You don't have people saying, you know, you couldn't pay my bills, but, and we'll consider that. That is part of the consideration.
Well,
But
the pictures that, someone would bring in would be already framed and everything ready. And
I understand, and some will be donated and can stay there. Some will be a gallery, some could be, this section are for sale and you could come. But again, the board can tell me different, but my thinking is, I'm just not gonna start pounding nails in the wall and hanging stuff and say, do you wanna buy this? We're waiting a little bit to do it purposefully and have it look really nice. So anybody that wants to do that, can contact me. I've been making a list and we will absolutely get to that at some point.
Okay,
Thank you for your work on that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Any other movement? Nothing? All right, moving on. Have public comment limited to 2 minutes. Please give your name and township. Public comment is open at 10:41.
Ryan, you got Ty.
Oh, what's that? Is it something for public comment? Okay, okay, all right.
Hello, I'm Todd Eamon, Harrisville Township. I want to use this opportunity. I didn't expect to hear it today, but I want to thank the board for their leadership. It's amazing that in 90 days, you've gotten 16 unpaid vendors down to 2. That's unbelievable. Now, I know there's still a lot of money, but I will say that this board is legally obligated to not pay those people until the proper paperwork is paid. So they literally paid everybody they could pay. They couldn't pay these other people if they wanted to, because they have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed on all the invoices that have been sent in. So thank you. I know that was not easy and you guys stepped into a big mess, but congratulations.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment?
Sarah Healy, Village of Lincoln.
Come on, can you come up to?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
2 things. I just would urge you to consider that when you are having a public meeting, maybe a U shape for your table, because your backs, half of your backs are to us, and it's really hard to hear. Unfortunately, the softer voices are on this side today. So, and then the other thing, if you are considering adding public people to your gym committee, I would love to be a part of it or to be considered for that. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah, if you could leave your name and number with.
I got
somebody
it. I got it.
You got, never mind,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm just saying. Anyone else for public comment? Anyone else for public comment? Okay.
My name is Charlotte Beaver, and I have a question. I was told that if we come in and walk around the gym, we can do it, but we have to change our shoes. Now, about a month ago, they had a art show in there, and everybody walked in on the gym. So do we have to change our shoes?
What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Well, what kind of shoes do the people come off the street wear? Cowboy boots, whatever.
We brought this up actually at our last meeting.
And we left it at the conference, did we not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are the senior citizens allowed to walk around the gym?
Yes.
Do we have to change our shoes?
Are they wet?
I don't know, were those people's shoes wet? I don't know. If I do, do I have to take them off, or do you have a rug for me to wipe them on? That is a question that other people have been wondering too.
Personally, I think you should be able to leave your shoes on. Maybe we could have a nice rug there. And the people coming in, wipe their feet real good and then go ahead and walk around.
There's two rugs. When you come in the door, there's another one over
There's two, one right outside the gym, one inside the gym.
And some
Thank you.
shoes just mark the gym floor, so, you know.
Thank you for that.
Maybe use common sense. Let everybody, you know,
Everybody does that.
use their sense, yeah.
Well, and we might want to consider using kind of a good meal area for shows in the future,
Yes.
so that we preserve that floor and reduce our maintenance costs. At the time, maintenance costs
All
are.
right. So we're still in public comment. Would anyone else like the public comment? All right. Speak your name and where you're from, please.
Michelle Kazan, Haynes Township, just a quick thing on the membership for the gym. And I did bring this to Janet, but working at the school for a very long time, we did athletic passes. And this would be an easy way to get down who has a pass and who doesn't. It's a simple piece of paper. You just cut them. Everybody shows their pass when they walk in the door. How long your membership is. You could put yearly, monthly, 6 months, whatever. If you're a senior member, because I know there's different, or other, because I know they give discounts for firefighters and all that stuff. But just show it. And if somebody's not there, I don't know, but Dennis knows everybody that comes in there at nighttime. So he would know if somebody passed him and he would say, hey, can I see your membership card? It would be very simple to it. And if somebody's not, doesn't have a membership card, then you need to provide it. I brought that to her about a month ago, but that would be a way too, because I do know people, and I said, you need to show your, they got to find a way, because there are people coming in here, or they're not paying their pass and, oh, I got to pay it. And so just saying there's a way.
Thank you. Public comment? And would anyone else like to make any public comment? Come on up. State your name and where you're from.
Hello, my name is Josephine Acknowledgement. I'm from Guston Township. Just to touch on wearing the shoes in the gym. I teach cardio drumming 4 days a week here. And it was brought to my attention quite a while ago about, the girls or whoever in the class wearing shoes. So what we've done, I've just kind of asked them nicely, especially in the wintertime or even when it's raining, please change your shoes. They leave their boots out there by the rug and they don't walk in there. First of all, it's safer. It keeps the floor cleaner. If they wear wet shoes and wear wet tennis shoes, they tend to slip and fall. So personally, I think that shoes should be changed, especially if they're wearing boots. I don't know why anybody would walk around the gym in boots, but they might. But it takes 2 seconds to change your shoes. Leave them there. I think it's safer and it's cleaner. Just in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? See no one else for public comment. Public comment closed at 10:48. Director's additional comments and concerns?
Actually, yeah, I do. I'll even stand up. Hi, I'm Larry. I need the membership card and stuff. Great idea. Any ideas? I'll say the public, anybody has, tell us. Don't wait for a meeting. I mean, tell somebody. We don't know everything, and people, and I love seeing, hearing or seeing different points of view. Even at work and everything, I was always like that. May not use their idea at work, but I wanted to hear it. Sometimes it might be a better idea than like the one I had. So I love hearing that stuff. And any like committees that public can come in and be on. If you want to be on them, volunteer. Don't wait for a meeting. stop by a window or something and volunteer. 'Cause we use all the help we can get. That's it.
Okay. When we're adjournment. I'd like to entertain a motion. I'd like to entertain a motion. Thank
I'll
you.
second it.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna, meeting adjourned at 10:50 a.m.
Should we be putting these in this? Or?
Sure.
Yeah, that would go on my email.
Yep. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Okay, I'll do that. Is there a day that works better or?